import substitution and deemed exports. First one, import substitution. Like as a part of definition is there, and the substitution of domestic source of supply for foreign source of supply, or substitution by substitution of imported goods or foreign exchange by domestic supply. Like in case of import substitution, development or creation of new source of supply or productive capacity if there is no domestic supply. Then expansion of domestic production or supply if domestic supply is insignificant or insufficient. Then protection of domestic industries from foreign competition if competitive disadvantage of the domestic industry, especially infant ones, is encouraging the foreign source of supply. Like this, suppose instead of importing something, so you are just having a domestic supply. In this way, you are saving foreign exchange or many other currencies of the world, so that you can substitute with domestic supply or any other ways are there. Like import substitution is one of the important platform of commercial economic policy of developing countries. Not only India, but many other countries, they are adopting this policy, like substituting you can say imported product or foreign exchange or with domestic supply or any other measures are there. Foreign exchange scarcity created by import export gap, it is a very reason for this country to emphasize on import substitution in bid to reduce the import requirement and thereby narrow down or remove the trade deficit. Okay, then ultimately we are saving foreign exchange. We are foreign exchange and maintaining the kitty foreign exchange kitty on our end. Import substitution assumed importance in Indian economic development you can say since second 5-year plan. Large scale import in those times, actually it was needed and you can say large amount of foreign exchange because we had nothing to say, and ultimately, or you can say when plant and machinery, capital goods and other things essentials were coming from abroad. Ultimately, we had to give them in foreign exchange. Ultimately, our forefathers or leaders at that time thought about import substitution. Then it also sort of creates a development disequilibrium. Development disequilibrium when you are importing so many things, or you can say, or foreign exchange you have to pay. So ultimately, are your industries, domestic industries, they are not developing, and or you can say job creation is not there. So ultimately, to improve in terms of foreign exchange and development in the country, and to protect you can say smaller companies, medium sized companies, another one above all you can say to protect employment at great extent. So ultimately they had to think about import substitution. Like export promotion and import substitution are two important measures to narrow down and ultimately to whip out the balance of payment deficit or balance of payment disequilibrium. And industries and other sectors with potential for import substitution have been given you can say high importance in our development programs. At the beginning of planning era, India was relying heavily on foreign source of supply for a requirement of capital goods and number of basics and other important inputs. Like as I told you, we had nothing to say on our part. From you can say the supply of needle and to aeroplanes we were importing, but it was a sort of necessity, or you can say compulsion on the part of country. That's why we were importing. But when you can say we had grown something, so our leaders had given importance to domestic industry, domestic you can say substitutions, and other way to otherwise to protect foreign exchange, to protect you can say employment, and to protect small scale, medium scale, or large players are there. So and sometimes it has been now criticized, like in earlier days, just after 1947 we got freedom, things were different. But now to develop ourselves, we need import, like in case of gems and jewelry, we are our diamonds polishing centers are there. So we had to import certain things, like in case of gems and jewelry, we are importing metal like golds, metal like you can say platinum, the rough diamonds we are importing, chemicals are importing, fertilizer we are importing, like that. Okay, so ultimately nowadays we are one of the fastest growing economies in the world. So ultimately we can say that import is a sort of necessity. And then you can say we can talk about deemed export. Deemed export, like a certain sale of goods and services, not truly export, but since they are doing the same job as an exporter is doing, has same effect as export as far as foreign exchange position of the country is concerned. Like such business which has effect of saving foreign exchange is deemed export, is given certain benefits by the government. Like directly we are not exporting, but certain industries they are exporting to, they are selling to domestic exporters, and then they export the in you can say exportable items, you can say they are certain companies, they are players, ancillaries, a small player, medium scale industries, they are contributing to great extent. Like a deemed export means those transactions in which goods supplied do not leave the country. Payment for the good is received by the supplier in Indian rupee. But the supplies earned are say foreign exchange for the country, for the seva country. Like another one, categories of supply, certain categories of supplies of goods shall be regarded as deemed export under the deemed export policies. Like goods are manufactured in India, payment is received in Indian rupee. Then you can say like supply of goods against license issued under duty exemption scheme, supply of goods in India to foreign ships and foreign airlines, supply of goods to unit located in export processing zone or export oriented units. Then a supply of capital goods to holder of license and under the export promotion council goods. Another one, supply of capital goods, components, parts, raw materials and consumables, instrument, accessories, tools and spares to, like oil and natural gas commission and Oil India Limited, Gas Authority of India, for their offshore and onshore exploration, drilling and productions and operations are there. Like some priority areas are there, where priority areas are there, like certain priority areas are there, like somewhere oil exploration is there, or any defense equipments are there, or any, you can say, power projects are there. So you are being given same status as an exporter, and ultimately whatever incentives are there, whatever remunerations are there, so you are equally given top priority for the sake of incentives and promotion measures. Others are supply of goods to projects financed by multilateral and bilateral funds or any other agencies. Another one are notified by the central government under international competitive bidding or limited under tender system. Whatever international you can say tender system is there, or any, you can say, where prestigious projects are there, where you can say United Nations projects are there, World Bank funded projects are there. So ultimately you are given a status of deemed export. Like they are deemed exporters, they are eligible for certain benefits in respect of manufacturers and supply of goods and services, like duty exemption scheme, duty drawback scheme, refund of terminal excise duty, a special import license for such value and bearing proportion to the value of deemed export for the import of such items included in negative list of imports, like that. Okay, then you can say these are important headings like deemed export. Another one, import substitutions are there. So usually they are asked frequently. They are such type of though they are small things are there, but people are not knowing. So you must know, and ultimately they are being asked in examination. Another one, you can say certain concepts and philosophies are there. They are common in you can say while nowadays you can say nothing is a domestic market, and everything is global. Everything is somewhat transnational, multinationals. Like everything is coming from abroad or this or that way. So we are just you can say using imported items, like even during our festivals you can say we are getting you can say uh, electronic items, or whatever gadgets we are using, like iPhones are there, Androids are there, whatever I am using laptop of HP, or earlier it was a Lenovo, now Samsung is there, iPhone is there. So they are you can say either are coming from Thailand, coming from Singapore, Philippines, Taiwan, China, and many other parts of the world. If you just see I had quoted example of Barbie dolls, and several, its you can say hairs, its eyes, attire, it is being coming from other parts of the world, and sometimes assembled somewhere else. So ultimately you must be akin, you must be very clear about all these factors and concepts and philosophies are there. First, I would like to talk about export processing zone. Mind you, export processing zone, where processing is being conducted, like raw material is there. Raw material is there, and it is being converted into some other products. Ultimately, value addition is there. Ultimately, value addition is there. Like as a part of export promotion drive, government of India you can say provide certain incentives, certain you can say status and facilities from time to time, like our concepts introduced time to time. Another one, like export processing zone, export 100% export oriented units are there, and different categories of technical parks are there, and then special economic zones, agri economic zones are there. So you must be pretty clear when you will be in the market, you will be coming to know such type of concepts and philosophy. First one, export processing zone are industrial states which form enclaves from the national customs territory of a country are usually situated near seaports and airports. Are such these units are somewhat near to ports and seaports. Entire production of such zone is normally intended to export. 100% export oriented units are there. Such zones are provided with well developed infrastructural facilities. Like industrial plants, shares are normally made available at concessional rates. Units in these zones are allowed foreign equity participation, even up to 100% units are there. Export processing zones can import capital goods, raw material export production. They may be machines, they may be raw material or chemicals or anything may be there. Another one, raw material or export production without paying of duty, like that. Okay, so domestically procured items are also eligible for domestic, to these units, export processing units are there, EOUs are there. So for such type of unit is somebody is if some domestic company is supplying their goods and services, ultimately they are treated as a deemed exporter. Okay, so they are getting same status of export house or exporter unit. Free trade zones, another concept. Free trade zone is different from export processing zone. Goods imported to free trade zones may be re-exported without any processing, without any, free trade zones are different from trade processing zone. In case of trade processing zone, some processing is there or value addition is there. Goods exported zones may be re-exported without any processing in same form, but goods exported by units in export processing zones are expected to have undergone some value addition, by manufacturing or other processing units are there. Free port is one in which imports and from which exports are free from trade barriers, a free port is there. So whatever import and export is there, then they are free from any trade barrier, whether it is a tariff barrier or non-tariff barrier. Free trade zones may be part of adjacent to port, rest of the port being subject to national custom regulation. In case of free trade port, so it is free from any duties or any restrictions, and it is different from others type of ports where customs authorities are there. They impose certain duties and import and exports are there. Then main objective of export processing zone is to first one to earn foreign exchange, to generate employment opportunities, to facilitate transfer of technology by foreign investment and other means. Another one, to contribute to the overall development of the country, overall development of the economy. Another one, Khandla Free Trade Zone. It was set up in 1965 in India's first, actually it was an export processing zone. It was a misnomer to call it Free Trade Zone. This multi-product zone is located in 10 kilometers away from Khandla Port, Gujarat. The second one is a Santa Cruz Electronic Export Processing Zone. It is based in Bombay, since it is near to Santa Cruz airport, and exclusive zone for electronic item. Another one, you can say, it is based in nowadays Mumbai, Santa Cruz airport. Then four more free trade zones were set up later in the country in Chennai, Cochin, Noida, Falta, West Bengal, and they commenced export during the seventh plan. Later, you can say EP zone were APZ export processing zone was developed in Vizag. Government also introduced a scheme for electronic hardware technology war ESTP electronic hardware trade park or technology park. Software technology park another 100% units. They are based in SEZs, they are based in free, you can say, export processing zones. You can say it can be referred as a industrial unit which offers for export its entire production excluding a permitted level of rejects or whatever rejection are there. Then EOUs were allowed in industry and respect export potential. Export targets were considered by relevant export promotion councils. Export councils are there. Like we talked about, you can say institutional infrastructural facilities. It is a sort of six-tiered system. EOUs were not normally encouraged in respect of products subject to export control quota ceilings, which can be reached by existing units in the industry. A scheme of 100% export oriented units had been designed to create additional export capacity, which results in mere substitution for existing units production were not to be permitted like that. Okay, like 100% export units are there, so again same, they are contributing in terms of foreign exchange, employment generation like that. Beside being the EPZs, EOUs did not get the benefits of built-in facility of zones. EOUs enjoy most other, you can say they get other type of facilities and incentives as available to export processing zones. Then export processing zones and EOUs, you can say they are net foreign exchange earner, level of foreign exchange earning as a percentage of export, like net foreign exchange percentage of export was calculated annually, and you can say for the period of you can say 5 years. Then another one, electronic hardware units were allowed to set up without you can say stipulation of positive national foreign exchange percentage of export. Another one supplies affected in a domestic tariff area, all parts of the country where national tariffs laws are applicable, like you can say a domestic tariff area, like you can say sometimes scraps are there, or you can say in a foreign market or other global market situation is worst, then you can say these export oriented units or SEZs, they are allowed for the domestic tariff area. They are supplying, they are selling their product in domestic market subject to you can say duty imposition is there. So they are charged same duty as other players are there. So you can say domestic market is known as a domestic tariff area. Supplies affected in domestic tariff area against payment in foreign exchange. Supplies with the permission of a development commissioner to other EOUs and EPZs, EHTPs, and you can say technology parts like that. Okay, so then entire production of these units were required to be exported except reject up to 5%. Are such percentage approved by development commissioner in consultance with the local custom authorities. Rejects could be sold in the DTO subject to payment of appropriate duty. Whatever these exporters unit they can sell in domestic market, subject to duty, subject to taxes, they have to pay. 20% of the production in value terms was allowed to be sold in DTA subject to the fulfillment of net foreign exchange a percentage and payment of applicable duties are there. Then units in agriculture related fields were permitted to sell up to 50% of the production in value terms. Electronics hardware products in the DTS subject to positive net foreign exchange earnings. Electronic hardware produced could be sold in DTS subject to conditions laid down in the policy, like that. Whatever policies, programs are there, so these units they are allowed to sell in abroad and whatever domestic tariff areas. Another concept is the domestic tariff area. Another one you can say a special economic zones are there. Like I told you in 2000, it was Mr. our then Commerce and Industry Minister. You can say capable one, marvelous, and Morosoli Maran Sahab. So he was fascinated with the concept of a special economic zones. The zones of China, where 5 zones are there, special economic zones are there. So where you can say 3 zones are very successful and they have proximity to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a very open market and open economy. So that's why these zones were successful. And because of these zones, China is conducting 40% foreign trade from these zones. Then while you can say in 2001, Commerce Minister stated that India would develop a special economic zones to boost country's export. Any state zone will be the labor and you can say subject to only law which will operate in these area zones will be the labor and banking law. And others rules and regulations are any inspector Raj is not there. This SEZs are different from EPZs and SEZs. There will not be any inspector and you can say once commodity go in, nobody will ask any other question until they come out clarified the minister. You can say at that time you can say Mr. Maran explained all these things. Units in the SEZs may also do domestic sales by paying all relevant duties, like as I told you, domestic tariff area. They have to be net foreign exchange earner. First 2 SEZs are to be set in you can say Positira in Gujarat and second one Nanguneri in Tamil Nadu, somewhere in Tamil Nadu, where over the 1,000 hectares of land was allocated. Commerce Minister minimum, according to Commerce Minister, minimum size would be 400 to 500 hectare. Positira project, the work on which started in 2000 is expected to become operational in 3 years. And you can say this for that this one 10,000 crores project would comprise an international airport, star hotels, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star hotels, hospitals, and huge housing colony and complex, among others. Project will have equity participation of global government, private firms including Sumitomo of Japan, Singapore government, and multilateral agencies are there. Then ultimately, not only multilateral organization, multinational corporation, but some country had also participated in business deliberations in these SEZs. Proposal have also come up for the establishment of SEZs in some other states also. It was also announced that all these existing EPZs will be converted into SEZs. Like move to develop SEZs was inspired by success of as I told you in China, and which contribute to 40% of export. And a democratic country like India cannot think of you can say denying labor rights. Why banking laws and labor rules and regulations they are? Because we are democratic country in the world and we have to give them right of whatever other citizens are cherishing. And another one concept is there, export house and trading house. Like after a second 5-year plans, foreign exchange problem began to assume serious proportion. Again I tell you, and we had nothing when we got freedom. Again I tell you, our first Prime Minister Pandit Nehru said that export or perish. Again same words, these two or three words were repeated by Dr. Manmohan Singh in 1991, where we had only foreign exchange for hardly for one week, I tell you. So ultimately, still we need foreign exchange to great extent, because we are consume lot of foreign exchange for the sake of crude import. And then government began to realize the need of various export promotions. It was that for the concerted effort should be made for the promotion of the export of non-traditional items as well. It was also realized that unless positive steps were taken to build up number of merchant houses concentrating almost exclusively on exports, capable of undertaking trades on the sustained basis. Otherwise, it would be or have been somewhat impossible to compete successful against highly experienced and resourceful trading houses in the world. Like I tell you, you can say competition was there until and unless we are going to provide incentives, promotional measures to domestic player. Our India as a whole cannot compete with developed economies, developed players, multinational, global corporations, or transnational. Importance of promoting merchant houses was further needed for providing channels for export of product of the small scale sector. And I tell you, like in case of export, everybody is contributing, like a small scale player, medium player, or large player are there. And you can say these small scale players, they are also major contributor in terms of foreign exchange. Another, you can say, merchant as well as manufacturer, exporter, service provider, EOUs, and units located in special economic zones, agri export zones, electronic hardware parts, software technology parts shall be eligible for applying the status as a star export house. And a star export house recognition will be granted depending upon, you can say, whatever their contribution is there in terms of FOB, foreign exchange, or turnover there. Then there are certain categories of export houses, like one star export house. They must have a sort of 15 crore foreign exchange, or you can say in rupee or foreign exchange turnover. 2 star, it must have 100 crore export, 100 crores export. And 3 star export houses are having 1500 crores exports. And 4 star export houses are 1500 crores turnover. And 5 star export house is there 5000 crores of export. A star export house shall be eligible for several facilities like fast track clearances, procedure, exemption from furnishing of bank guarantee, entitlement for consideration under Target Plus scheme. Another one objective of this scheme is to recognize established exporter as export house, trading house, star trading house, and star trading houses with a view to build marketing infrastructural and dynamic institutions, and as important instrument of export growth. Like this one. This export house scheme has been modified from time to time. Merchant and manufacturer exporter EOUs, units located in export processing zone, electronic hardware processing zone, special technology parks are there. They may be recognized as the export house, star trading houses, superstar trading houses, subject to fulfillment of criteria laid down by the government of India time to time. Like criteria for recognition of export house, trading house, star trading house, or a superstar trading house, depending upon, you can say whatever you can say. Uh, so it is as per norms of government of India. Then we must evaluate, you can say, working of these units. Success of export promotion measures should be judged by the growth of exports and dynamism of export sector. No doubt India's total export have been growing and export sector have achieved some diversification and sophistication. Achievement have been, as noted earlier, far below the requirement and potential have very poor in comparison with those several other parts of the world or developing nations are there. Export development measures in India have not been successful in producing the needed results. Infrastructure for international marketing is not very efficient enough. Okay, so like you can say, uh, in our case, since you can say a lot of dollar, lot of foreign exchange we need, and ultimately majority of the share of the pie is going to meet energy one, and ultimately government of India is taking fruitful measures so that such type of burden can be avoided to great extent. A country as a India, as a country, you can say taking measures so that employment must be created, foreign exchange must be, you can say, saved like that. Okay, with these words, I am just closing my talk.